We are recording. The card is empty. We won't have any errors. No first time jitters. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another gathering of the League of Sedentary Gentlemen. It's been a while. Joining me tonight, Boomer and cousin Jade. Gentlemen, it has been the last episode that we recorded and posted was in August, dude. Can you believe that?
I was gonna say, when has it? August, literally.
Yeah. Yep. I actually uploaded the episode in September, but we recorded it in August. Yeah. And we haven't done it since, dude. It's been freaking crazy. So Wednesday night, this is gonna be hopefully the new normal now. I want to do this like at least twice a month, and then sprinkle in every once in a while a recording session recording session in person behind me here on the couch.
Yeah, that's what I want to do all the time, man.
I'm still kind of laying low. I'm not sure if anybody told you or if I ever told you we had to replace our HVAC over the summer, and our AC went out, and we had asbestos in the basement. I mean the attic, and it was really expensive, and so been kind of trying to like chill out and not spend a lot of money. So, and plus I've been like hyper focused on YouTube, which I'll get into that in a moment. And I haven't really been doing this, but trying to get back to it. So the in-person stuff, like it's going to be not as frequent as before, but I want to do it again too, like in person. But at least this, like what we're doing right now, at least twice a month, hopefully Wednesday nights, fingers crossed. Yeah. But with YouTube, God, all right, I'm gonna get into this for a moment. I had a good thing going with the replica sneakers, doing the YouTube reviews with that, and I got fucking community strike. Fucking Nike ratted me out.
Community strike meaning
my video, one or more of my videos violated the terms of agreement on YouTube, and they give you a strike, and 3 strikes and they'll close your channel down. And
what were you in violation of?
I did
replicas.
I'll get into it a little more about why it was such bullshit and why I lost a lot of respect for YouTube. But anyways, so it was a couple videos. I got a warning. I was on vacation in Hawaii. This was over Thanksgiving when this happened, so I wasn't even aware of it right away. Otherwise, I could have stopped the strike from happening. They gave me a warning on one video, and then a second video caused a strike. And then I'm just checking my email, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I log in, and I took all the replica videos down. I made them all private and took them all down to kind of stop from getting a second one, you know? And what really pisses me off is in their community guidelines, they say for replica products, you can't sell them and you can't promote them promote like people who are selling them, right? The videos that got a strike, I don't mention where I got them. I don't promote a seller at all. And they still gave me a strike for that. And I contested it and I lost. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but am I wrong? Like, you fucking assholes. And I'm not hating on other channels, but there are other YouTubers that do replica sneakers, and in every single video they do, they promote a seller. Like, they put it in the video, like, I got these from this person, and they give them their Instagram and all that shit. And that is a clear violation. Whereas I've done that on a few videos, but generally I don't do that. Like, I won't tell them where I got it. I won't promote it. I won't tell people how much they cost. Like, generally I don't do that. So I was pretty pissed when it happened, and that kind of made me go on YouTube, kind of slowing down on that one a little bit. And
took the wind out of your sail.
Took the wind out of my sail. And
now I have heard you mention the price. I don't know if you ever listed the seller. You usually say to contact you
on Instagram.
On Instagram, but you have mentioned the price.
There were a few videos where it was a shoe I really wanted. And so, because they would send them to me for free. And it was a shoe that I really wanted. And so I bugged them to send me one. And they sent me one under the condition that I mention who they are on YouTube. So there were a few videos where I did that. But those videos aren't the ones that got the strike. That's what made me angry. If that was the one that got the strike, I'd be like, okay, my bad, you caught me. Whatever. But the 2 videos that caused the strike to happen, neither one of them were that video. So that's why I was angry.
Well, you knew you were playing with the third rail by doing the replica.
Yes, I know. I flew too close to the sun. There's other replica YouTubers that I follow who get dinged all the time, and they'll post on their Instagram because like their channel will disappear, and they'll post on Instagram, "Oh, Nike got me," and their channel got shut down and this and that. So I knew it wasn't. I was playing with fire. I knew it wasn't a matter of when. I mean, if it was a matter of when.
Really?
Yeah, and so it is what it is. I'm just I'm butthurt about it is all.
Well, that's the only way you're going to get free tennis shoes. You're not going to get them from Nike or any of the rest of them.
Well, you can get to that point, but I'm not at that point. No. But yeah, it's definitely possible to. I mean, there's sneaker tubers out there all over the place that get free shit.
These guys have like
hundreds of thousands
followers and hits, and they get tennis shoes.
I did manage to get a free pair from Converse, but who gives a shit about Converse?
I don't even think about them.
Yeah, and Puma, of course, because of Hank, he sends me some Pumas every once in a while, but not free, but dirt cheap with his discount.
Yeah.
But anyways,
all right. So what's on the agenda?
Inflation. You already started talking about that.
Inflation sucks. I tell you what, man.
Yeah.
I just spent $170 at Sam's Club just buying stuff that's too expensive to buy at a regular store.
Yeah.
I don't do NyQuil anymore, and I can't do edibles anymore since I fell. So I'm using ZQuil, and it actually works pretty well. But, in the store, one bottle's like almost $10. But at Sam's Club, I can get a pack of 3 for $15. And I bought a double thing, so that was $30. And then I bought some Lysol that I use a lot. It's way expensive in a store, but everything's going up. I was just saying earlier how Northwoods Inn, I know a lot of people don't like it anymore, but it's still good. The salads are still good, and I grew up with it. And they're packed a lot, but a steak that was just $34 last year is now $44, $10 more.
Yeah. And did you know, really quick side note, did you know that the Chris and Pitts over here in Downey got shut down for health code violations?
No, I didn't. I know that they haven't been real crowded. That's where I wanted to eat today, but it was packed today.
Well, they recently got hit with a health code violation. I was wondering if you knew that. But yeah, anyways, this fast food restaurant down the street from my house, Pete's Patio, I'm sure you've seen it before. It's just a greasy spoon burger joint.
Yeah.
We went, it was right after New Year's or right after Christmas, and my wife's sister was down here, and they were doing stuff at the house, and they called me and asked me to go pick up food, and they wanted Pete's, and so I went down there, ordered food. We're talking about 4 adults and 3 kids at a greasy spoon hamburger joint drive-through, right? $96 was our bill for that fucking place, and I couldn't. And we, ever since then, like when we go out to eat and we get the bill, it's kind of a joke. Like we look at the receipt, like, oh, cheaper than Pete's, like, and I got a fucking ribeye. Like it's fucking ridiculous how much that shit was. I couldn't believe it when he told me the total. I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
well, some of those places like Super Burger and Jim's Burger, they're not cheap. They're good hamburgers. They're big. What I go to those places for is for the onion rings. They have those really good fried, not the big, heavy, thick ones, the thin shoestring ones that are real crispy and thin. I like those. And they're like, I don't know. I went there, the one across the street from me down here, and I got a burger, onion rings. I think that was it. And it was like $15. I'm like, $15? What the hell?
Well, right now, lately, like I only go to lunch on Fridays, and like the last month or two, every Friday when I go out to eat, it's like $15-$20, dude, for me, just for me. Like it's nuts. Like everything's expensive right now.
Yep.
And eggs, and it's ridiculous. Like My wife sent me a picture because we do the scan and go now at Sam's Club. I don't know if you guys have discovered that yet. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Don't wait in line at Sam's Club ever again. I just scan that shit as I'm going and I leave. And she sends me a picture of like 3 items in the basket, and it totals already over $200 at Sam's Club. and I saw the eggs in there. I'm like, oh, the eggs. Fucking eggs.
Are
Dude.
eggs still overpriced right now? Like the run on them?
They're still more than they used to be. I think they settled down a little bit, but yeah, it's still like buying gas right now.
I got a good deal on eggs at Sam's Club actually a couple weeks ago. Everybody was buying them, and I picked up an 18 pack of brown, cage free, and I can't remember what I paid for them, but I know it was a lot less than it was at Stater Brothers. But I'm not a huge egg person. I like eggs, and I'll eat them for a few days, but then I forget about them, and they'll usually sit in my fridge for a couple of months. And,
Hold on, stop adjusting your laptop. It's like a '90s rap video right now. You keep like fucking zooming in and going around in circles and shit. You get vertigo, man.
My laptop's on a pillow on my belly, and I have to readjust it now.
But yeah, like I don't know, the madness has to stop, and then interest rates are really high for loans and really low for your savings account. It's like it's fucking nonsense, dude. It's nonsense.
Luckily, I don't carry many balances because they all went up 2 to 3%.
Yeah, I never do. But we have a like I just mentioned before, we had to replace our HVAC system, and we financed that. Right, we weren't going to pull 20 grand out of our ass. We didn't have it, and the rate we had was like a promotional rate, and it was going to expire and spike on us. So I had to refinance that through Discover. To kind of avoid that, but the rate was still like I got a better rate, but it's still high. It's fucking high, dude. There's nothing you can do about it right now.
Nope, it sucks out there right now. How much was your gas bill?
We keep our heater super low. Both my wife and I run hot. Like we don't get cold. Our thermostat's set at 62. We don't run the heater hardly ever. So our gas bill was still pretty normal. Because our water heater is gas, of course, and our dryer is gas, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't like my coworker's gas bill was like $200-something. She almost fainted.
Marco and Chelsea's was $300, and they
nuts.
have people on the news that got $3,000 bills, but they're probably people with huge houses and pools, and they keep their house at 80 degrees. I don't even have a heater in this house.
Yeah. And
lately I've been like eating fast food 4 or 5 times a week. I'm not cooking at home. I do maybe 1 or 2 loads of laundry a month, or maybe a little more, and mine probably doubled from a minimum. So it's still only like $50.
It's the water heater, man. When I take a shower in the morning,
the water heater.
When I take a shower in the morning, like 15 minutes after I'm done with my shower, I'm getting ready to leave the house. I still hear that thing hissing. It's still burning away in there because replacing the hot water I used in my shower. And I don't take long showers either. I'm like 15 minutes in and out. Like,
mine takes forever to get hot. Yeah. It burns and burns. I have to turn the hot water on in the shower, then get my toothbrush, toothpaste, brush my teeth, sit on the pot and do my business. I like to take a shower right after I have to do my stuff.
TMI, man.
And by the time I'm done with all that, the hot water's finally hot.
Yeah, that's too much info. But my water heater is right next to my bathroom, and I still have to brush my teeth while I'm waiting for the water to get hot. I think that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Unless you have one of those Insta heaters, but electric bill has gone up a little bit too. Like everything's high, dude. Mm-hmm. But anyways,
everything's crazy. It's just ridiculous. Gas is back up. The national average for gas is going down, but in California, it's fucking going up again.
It hasn't gone up that much though.
It's back up to $4.60 a gallon.
My benchmark is if I can fill up my truck for under $100, I'm happy.
Fuck that, $100.
And the last time I got gas, it was $96. So it was under 100, and I was on E, like the light was on, and it was still under $100. So that's my benchmark.
Well, I can't stand that sticker shock, so I don't let my car get much under half a tank. and it cost me, around $38 if it's a little below half a tank to fill it up.
I try to go. I try to go 2 weeks in between tanks of gas. If I have to get gas before 2 weeks, I get annoyed with myself. Unless I go somewhere. But if I'm just driving too aggressive, I get mad. I try to stretch it out for 2 weeks. But
I go 2 weeks easy, but I don't have to go to work.
There were several times during the spike that it was well over $100 to fill up my truck, and I was feeling it. It hurt.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, but under 100 is fine. That's my benchmark, like I said. But stop talking about this. This is downer stuff.
This is shit everybody knows.
Yeah, this is like,
everybody's living it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. You're depressing me.
Greed. Fucking greed.
One thing I wanted to talk about with Anthony, and he couldn't make it, so I'll get it out of the way really quick because I know Jade's gonna fall asleep. He hates this shit. But The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom is coming May 12th. I'm so happy, but I'm also very salty with Nintendo. Let me tell you why. So the Nintendo Switch, I know you guys don't know because you don't give a shit. The Nintendo Switch is in its 6th year. All right, this is old hardware. It was already kind of old hardware when it came out, like the CPU and the GPU I guess it's an APU that they use in it, and the speed of the RAM. It was already pretty old. Not pretty old. It was already dated when it released, and now they're in their 6th year of production. And I feel like they announced the game, and they're leaked images of a Zelda-themed Switch, but without the updated hardware. And I feel like they're insulting our intelligence because they know that like the super Zelda fans are still gonna buy that shit, even though it's a 6-year-old console. And they just put a skin on it, and they're just rebranding that shit and throwing it out there, and they know that we're gonna buy it. And I'm a little bit salty about that. And I wanted to talk to Anthony about this. Why didn't he get in? But anyways, because I know you guys don't give two shits. I'm not going to. I'm totally not interested in it at all. I just wanted to vent about how, I don't know, how stupid that is. We want updated hardware, Nintendo. None of this bullshit. But anyways, yeah. I'll talk with Anthony more about that next time he's able to jump in because I know you guys don't care.
All these 10-issue buys where it's all sold out in a day and all this, and everybody bitches about how bad. But you know what? Stop fucking buying them.
Yeah,
and
right.
They won't do it anymore.
Yeah, right. I've gone at length about that, and the best way to deal with Nike and their bullshit that they do is to stop buying it. People won't buy them. They won't. They still do it.
You don't buy it, someone else will buy it.
Exactly. And
I don't know what people are doing. When I was growing up, and we had both me and my ex worked. I had usually pretty decent jobs. We had money, but today it seems like these people have so much extra money. They spend all this money. Disneyland. Their kids have all new shoes and all this new. It wasn't like that. Even just when my kids were little, let alone when I was little. Shit, we didn't get shoes until ours had the hole in them. And my dad made decent money. But I don't understand what these people are doing. It seems like everybody has all this disposable money.
Not everybody. And it's
not everybody, but a lot of people.
It's division of wealth too, really.
Yeah,
because
I know that.
Like on paper, a lot of people would consider my family firmly in the middle class, but we're not. No, we're not. We're lower middle class. There's a lot of things that we would like to do that we can't. We just can't. We don't have money for it, right? But then there's people like my neighbor who just moved in, where they spent $1 million for that fucking house. It was $997,000, something like that. It was $1 million for that fucking house next door to my house, and I still can't wrap my head around that. But then before they even moved in, they gutted that thing. Completely gutted it and completely renovated the house, painted the outside, and I'm like, damn, like, where do you get your money, bro? And then, the house is done, they all move in, and like a month after he moves in, he buys a fucking new car.
I saw the new car.
And I'm like, bruh, break me off some, homie. Where are you getting your money from, dude? Like, God damn, Mr. White, what's going on over there, dude? And it's like, I see shit like that, and it hurts my feelings a little bit. Like, fuck, like we
What
can't
are you
even,
doing wrong? Yeah.
yeah, like I can't even renovate my kitchen, dude. And it kind of like, it sucks because we've put ourselves in a position where we have really good credit, and so we got a really good interest rate on our house. It's really low. So when we want to do something like our kitchen, we think about refinancing the house and pulling some money out.
No, no, no.
We can't do that right now because no matter what, our interest rate would double because that's where the rates are right now. And so like I feel bad, like fuck. And here's this fool, moving in. I was talking to him about my kitchen, right? And I'm like, yeah, I really want to get a contractor over here to give me a quote so I know how much money to pull out. And he looks at me and he's like, just get a loan. He's like, just get a hard money loan and then just do it and then just pay for it later. I'm like, what? Like that would be like a second mortgage, dude. Like my payment for a regular loan like that for $50,000 to do a kitchen would be like my mortgage. It would be like $1,800 a month. And for him, it was like, he looked at me like I was dumb. Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? Just get a loan. I'm like, fuck, okay, whatever. I can't afford that shit.
Yeah, me and your Aunt Jackie had a long conversation about this. My cousin Juanita, she's not doing real well, and her husband just passed away. And Jackie went out there to be with her for a week. And when they moved back to New Mexico, his parents are from New Mexico. He had a plumbing business back there. They moved away years ago, but they went back. And they bought their house cash. Now, granted, it's New Mexico, but still, this house is a fairly new house, huge in Rio Rancho. Yeah. And it's a $500,000 house. They paid cash for it. And then they turned around and bought a $45,000 brand new car, cash. And I'm like asking my sister, what the hell? I mean, she's the same age as me. We're the closest cousins. I was as close to her growing up as anybody.
Yeah.
And how does this happen? I've always made decent money, but I never got in a position where I could buy a house or anything like this. How does this happen? How do they do this? And I don't know how to do this. I know how to earn money. I don't know how to make money. That's the problem. People know how to make money, and they don't live paycheck to paycheck. I only know how to work for money.
Well, yeah, and then it's like that entrepreneurial mindset, right? Like my friend who owns the pallet yard out there. Not gonna name drop anyone. I think I've done it in the past already. But anyways, he's got that mentality, that killer mentality. Like he knows how to go out there and get money. Like he can do it with relative ease. It comes easy for him. It's the way his brain is wired. Whereas me, like I kind of feel like, and I think you've told this story on the podcast before, but like Grandpa, when he tried to go into business with his brother.
Yeah.
I kind of get that way when I try to do side gigs where I'm too nice and I don't know how to charge for my time. And people ask me to help them with stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. But I won't charge them for certain things that other people will. I'm too nice. I don't know how to fucking do that. Like ask people to, how do they put it? Like, you don't know how much your time is worth.
And that's a big problem. You remember Uncle Ed?
Yeah, of course.
He was successful, retired real early and blah, blah, blah. He owned a screw machine shop and then he owned a machine shop later. That's how he made his money. He charged what I thought was ridiculous prices for things. Yeah. But they'll pay it. If you do it right and do it and deliver it on time, they will pay you for your time. My dad and my grandfather didn't really understand that. And they just lived, they made okay money, but they never made like retire after 5 years like my uncle money. Yeah. And that's because he knew how much his time was worth. And that's a big deal.
Right after college, when I was working part-time at the same district I work at now, my boss, still my boss now, funny enough, but anyways, all these years later, but he was helping me like do side gigs and stuff like that. Like not helping me do them, but pointing people my way. And I came to him once. He asked me, or I asked him, like, what do you charge for this? And he told me like the hourly rate that he would charge people, and I was taken back by it. I'm like, whoa, what? You're charging people how much? An hour to do this? And he's like, well, that's what it's worth. That's what your time is worth. right? And I just can never wrap my head around that, like charging people for doing stuff like that. And I, like I said, I know that what you just said, people will pay it because they need to have it done, right? And they'll pay you
Don't
for
do
it.
it themselves.
But I don't know. I was never that type of person. So
Yeah, me either. I was always too timid. I had a chance to do something when I was in New Mexico. I just talked about my cousin Juanita. Her brother was a hell of a mechanic. He loved cars, but he wasn't a machinist. And he had already bought a place, and he was bugging me to come up so that I could rebuild engines, bore out cylinders, and all that. I would be able to do it.
there's a lot of money
There's
in that.
specialized equipment. Yeah,
Yeah.
but now he was up in Las Vegas area, New Mexico, which is a ways up. It's even above Santa Fe.
It's not that far.
Beautiful area near the Pecos River and everything. But
Yeah.
he bugged me, and I didn't want to leave my secure job, or I only knew how to work by the hour. And he really got angry with me because I wouldn't come up and be his machinist and go into this business. And who knows? I mean, I could have made a fortune if I had done that.
There is, I worked for this guy for a moment when I was a teenager, but Ralph, my stepdad, his best friend, that's what he does or did. He's retired now. His son runs the shop. They have a machine shop in Santa Fe Springs down here, and he became a millionaire on rebuilding engines. He lives in a fucking mansion up on the hill off of Beach Boulevard over here in Buena Park, and he's a millionaire. And like I said, his son took it over. They sponsor a race car. They do all kinds of shows and shit like that. And it's just a little fucking hole in the wall shop in the middle of Santa Fe Springs. Like you would, if you didn't know where it was, you'd miss it. But just building engines. If you can do it with consistency, there's a lot of money in it. Because again, that's something that people need. And I think back when you first gave me the van, what was that, 1998?
Yeah, I don't remember, a while ago.
When I got the engine rebuilt in that thing, I mean, back in 98 money, it was $400 just for the block. And so that's 1998 money. Like, I don't know what these fools are paying now to get rebuilt engines. It's probably getting the thousands.
Now, see, but that's part of the problem with me not wanting to go into business with him, because I'm not of that mindset. I would never rebuild my engine. If my engine was fucked up, I would buy a new car.
Well,
I don't like to be I'm not a mechanic, although the Jeep, I did work on the Jeep a lot. We replaced a lot of it, sportsed it out. But the Jeep was easy to work on. There was a lot of space, and it was fairly simple, straightforward. But I don't do that. I don't deal with used cars if I have an option, because I hate having to take it into a mechanic shop because you get screwed all the time. And that was my mindset. So I didn't see it, working. But then there's a whole part of the country like you that grew up with Ralph, and you fixed cars and redid them. That wasn't my experience.
Not just that. All right. Ralph gets some credit, but not most of it. Most of the credit goes to Manuel. If I didn't get that job at Fuji and meet Manuel, a lot of the things I did car related, I wouldn't have done. And at the time when we lived in that place in Lakewood, we had a neighbor who was a do-all kind of guy, and he replaced the engine in his Hyundai. And I remember it was like a piece of shit fucking 90s Hyundai hatchback, right? And I remember I was still, like 16, 17, something like that. And I'm out there talking to this dude, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, trying to save this fucking Hyundai. Like, it's a piece of shit. You've got I think he had a Land Rover or something as a second car. It was an older one, beat up, but it was still a fucking Land Rover. And I'm like, what are you doing trying to save this thing? And he's like, oh, waste not, want not, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's cheap and it's easy. And I got the engine for $600 and blah, blah, blah. He's like, and he's going on and on. And I'm like, huh. And then you give me the van, and that thing had a crack in the block, and it started giving me problems. And
well, I had that rebuilt.
Yes, I know.
Show you.
You told me the story.
It, and it broke one of the starter tabs off, so we had to Mickey Mouse the starter off. And I'm not a mechanic, I'll admit it, and that's why I shy away from any of that stuff.
Yeah, you've told me that story before, and I knew about it. But Ralph kind of pushed me in that direction to get the engine rebuilt and not, just try to sell it. But Manuel was the one that kind of pushed me over the edge and got it done. Like it wasn't easy the very first time I did it, and Ralph helped me out a little bit here and there, but it was Manuel's influence. It was Manuel's doing that got that, and then the rest is history. But yeah, so that mindset. But anyways, going back to the original topic, you should have done that because there's a lot of money in engines. If you're good at it, if or at least consistent, there's money in it.
Well, there was a lot of roadblocks. Number one, I've never been part owner in a business. Number one. Number two, I would have had to uproot my life out of Albuquerque. And I liked Albuquerque. I liked going to the football games, basketball games. And there ain't shit up there where he was.
Las Vegas
small town. Oh, yeah. I would have not been happy.
For the listeners that aren't geographically savvy, there is a Las Vegas, New Mexico, is what we're referring to, not Las Vegas, Nevada,
right.
Which is a completely different Las Vegas.
There's a small college there, and that's the biggest employer, and the only thing there. It's not much there.
Yeah. You know who did or does have the entrepreneurial spirit is Cousin Jade. Didn't you do a little entrepreneurial thing with the dry cleaning business?
Dry cleaning business for over 3 years. Yeah. I mean, I could have got somewhere with it, but we came right on the beginning of the economic issue back in 2007, 8, 9.
The Bush era recessions.
Yeah. That recession hit and everybody cut back on, we can do without dry cleaning. We'll do our own laundry.
Yeah.
So that luxury of having it done in the office and us running in and out of it or going to the house, it just whittled away to nothing. And I had an opportunity to sell out my share. And I did. I ran for it. I broke even with what I bought in and just enjoyed the 3 years experience of, just making extra booze and hooker money. And that was it. Never really made enough to I can buy a house and a car. It never was that kind of profit.
Right.
Just enough to get by on some party cash and had a second job that wasn't full time. And I survived pretty comfortably.
Where I really blew it was with computers. I learned how to code web pages early on. I mean, there weren't even a lot of big major websites out there. And I built a web page for Melody's Church. I built a page for Jackie's Bar up there in Wrightwood.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize what I knew how to do that nobody else could do at that time.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like it was something I could really do. But there's all these people asking me to build them a web page when they found out I knew something about this. But it went fast, By the time I thought, I really probably ought to do this. Mm-hmm. I mean, a snap of a fingers, it went from not many people knowing how to do it to everybody. A lot smarter people than me were doing it. So it went right by me. But I mean, I was on computers. Well, Brian, we had a computer in the 90s. I bought that Handy. This is before anybody even had computers. They didn't know what they were. I had a fucking computer, and I knew how to use computers way back then when nobody had a computer. That computer didn't even have a hard drive.
Nope. It ran off floppies. I remember I had 6 floppy disks to boot up DOS.
Yeah.
And
I remember those days.
Yeah, and I mostly used it to play Black Cauldron. Anybody as old as my old ass remember the game Black Cauldron from Disney? It was a great game. Yeah. RPG, baby. #.
I really blew it with computers.
Look who's here, Anthony. Better late than never. He didn't have any issues getting in. What's up, man? Welcome to the party, pal.
Hey, what's going on?
Nice hat.
Thank you.
We were.
Jade, you weren't much of a mechanic, but you did work on your scooters, right?
Yeah, I was more two wheels, motorcycles and Vespas. Not so much motorcycles, but definitely had the Vespa licked. And
that's something you could have probably exploited at one time because you were in there pretty early, and that whole segment blew up too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad you couldn't have done something, got more involved. In fact, I was just talking to Marco's brother. What's his name?
Dorian.
And
Yeah,
he
he
remembers
moved on
you.
with
He
that.
remembers Ruben, but he remembers you guys. And you guys were like the rat's ass of scooters back then. And it's too bad you couldn't have took that somewhere because it still is a thing.
I would feel like that's something that you can still exploit today, right? Because there's a lot of young people getting into that
There's
that
still
probably don't
people
know
doing
shit.
it.
Yeah, but everybody, like you say, yeah, they got the disposable income, so they go with the
Yeah.
high dollar guy, comes to the house
Yeah,
That's right.
and does it all at the house,
Yeah.
or they take it to somebody and it's just like taking it to like, custom builders. They're out there now.
Yeah.
so
So
it's
it's definitely a rich man's hobby now at this point.
yeah.
Like back like when we were happening onto it, you can't do that anymore. Everything's expensive in that world.
So it's almost perfect timing that Anthony jumped in right now. We're talking about people with the entrepreneurial spirit, as Anthony is an entrepreneur in his own right. You make your own schedules, you make your own day. How's
That's
that going?
Okay. My mom went to the hospital. When we get old, we, our minds start to go. So,
That happens.
Yeah. So she, I thought it was a UTI, but it turns out she's, kind of like, I don't know, like, it's not dementia. It's maybe delirium, or she's getting confused more often.
Mm.
Well, that can be dementia. It's not Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is
No,
the
yeah.
disease, but everybody gets dementia
Yeah.
to a certain point when they get older.
Not
I just have
everybody.
to make sure that I,
Well, true.
like turn the TV off, turn the light off before when she goes to bed. So, because when they're in hospitals, they get confused also. That's why in hospitals, they make sure there's quiet time, all that.
Yeah.
So just dealing with that. And, that's pretty much it. I finished my game room. If you could see, it's all like,
I see.
it's almost done. It's pretty much done. So.
I can't help but notice that PS5 box right there. Welcome to the family.
Oh yeah. I haven't even played that damn thing in a while. Just no time, It's just so many other things to do.
Mine, I mean, I'm sure there's gamers out there that are cursing my name because mine just sits back there looking pretty on the shelf. I think it gets used more for Disney Plus than it does for games.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great system, but I mean, this whole pandemic thing kind of messed everything up when it came to all the games. Everything is taking longer.
For me, it was Steam Deck. When I got my Steam Deck, that changed my life, man, and it got me off consoles because I started buying video games through Steam to play on PC because then I can play it mobilely on my Steam Deck wherever I go. And so that kind of like killed like my Xbox and my PS5 kind of sit idle. Like I said, they're used more for watching movies than they are for playing games lately.
I'm just waiting, for the better ones to come out. I mean, and plus they're dropping in price because right now they're like $70 for a game. It's like, come on, jeez,
dude. And
ridiculous.
I started talking about this at the beginning of the podcast, but I was kind of waiting until I could have you on, talking about the sequel to Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Fuck that game. I'm sorry. I hate that game, dude.
But they did that same shit, dude. Nintendo's charging $70 for that game.
I heard about that.
$69.99 for a fucking Nintendo Zelda game. I'm like, why? Like, I was so mad. And they're not announcing any refreshed hardware either. It's still the same old Switch. I'm like, dude.
Well, unless you get the OLED, right?
I have the OLED already, but it's even the OLED has the same same APU, the same APU, same
screen,
RAM. It sucks, dude. I'm so mad. Like, we want refreshed hardware, Nintendo.
Actually, what I'm getting back into, I'm sorry, changing the subject. Jay's there. Hey, Jay. Hey, because I'm actually I want to get back into my guns, my AR-15.
Here we go.
Okay.
And because right now this whole BS with California. Is it cool if we talk about this?
It's a high button issue. Let's bring it up.
Yeah, do it.
Well, the thing is, this whole like, California legal and all that. So I found a way to make our AR-15 legal, which doesn't really take a lot. You got to do the feature list, right? Which you neuter the gun, make it look like shit.
Yeah.
Or you do this thing. It's a mag lock. So it locks the mag, so you can't pull the cartridge out without the magazine out without cracking the upper from the lower slightly, like literally, like maybe like a quarter of an inch, and then it'll come out.
Yeah.
So they made a device that does that. It's like $60.
So let me ask you this right now
Yeah.
before we new laws this year that want us to neuter the gun even more now, or what's doing now with the assault
No,
rifle front?
it's always the same. It's always been the same for the past couple of years.
Okay.
It's just that they want you either do featureless. There's three things you could do featureless, which, like I said, you put a stupid fin on the gun because you're not supposed
Yeah,
to
so
be able
you
to
don't.
wrap your thumb around the gun.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to take off the flash hider and put a muzzle brake because they think that you need to be seen. If you're shooting at the police or allegedly
In the dark.
shooting at people, they want to be able to see you if it's at night because obviously a flash hider will hide the the flash. And then the collapsible stock needs to be fixed because adjusting the stock is evil.
Oh, meaning you make it more concealable by shortening the butt.
Yeah.
By what?
Okay.
By
I know, but like
inches?
it's literally 2 to 3 inches. It's
Yeah.
shoulder butt. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so those three things you got to do to the gun, or you could register the gun as an assault weapon, which is not, but you got to register it as that. So when a government comes and takes our weapons, they're going to come after you first, the people that are on the list.
Oh,
And the third option,
They're not coming for your
allegedly.
guns.
Allegedly. And the third option is what I'm going to go with, which is the mag lock, meaning, like I said, they don't want you to be able to remove the magazine by pushing the button. Where
Right.
I remember we had to put the bullet button. Now
that was an issue on its own. Now it's even being more ripped down.
Well,
yeah.
now the bullet button is technically illegal.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so now we need to take it off and put our original one back on, the one that it came with. So, but like I said, that one mag lock is pretty cool. It's only like $60. Of course, it's out of stock. And yeah, what that does is the rear takedown pin has a spring on it, and you push it, and it cracks the back of the upper from the lower enough so this little piece of metal inside springs up, and then you could pop the clip out. Then you put a new one in and crack it back down, and then you're good to go.
That is so annoyingly more cumbersome to fuck with.
Yeah, it is.
All the more reason why I'm still not going to bother. Still going
Allegedly.
to drop that magnet in my bullet hole button and just push my
Yeah.
30-round magazine out and put in another one when I'm at the range fucking around.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. But I don't care. No, care.
Wishful thinking, yeah.
I like going to the BLM land where there's nobody around, but other people shooting there way more illegal guns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Than
Yeah,
me.
oh, yeah.
So that's where I go. I don't even bother with the ranges. And at the same time, the ranges I do go to, they don't care if you come in with a fucking 100-round barrel magazine on an AK-74. I've seen a dude do that, and they just look at them and say, "We're not ATF. That's your problem. If they roll up on you, that's it." But they never come to a gun range. So.
Well, the range I went to in over there in I think it's Sun Valley. That one off of Osborne. I forgot.
Yeah, that's the one I go to. Right, like Hanson Dam.
Yeah, they must have changed
up into the canyon.
They must have changed.
Like
when I went, they were
high-powered long-range rifle and then handguns and guns, right?
Yeah,
it's like split in half.
They were douchebags when I went about the ammo.
How long ago did you go? Well, yeah, the ammo they always,
the steel.
The guns they don't care.
Yeah,
but yeah, they checked the ammo. Yeah, they jumped on me and caught me once, and I didn't.
Yeah,
know.
because of the ammo, the steel tips, because it could start a forest fire.
Yeah, it'll spark into the hillside.
And there's any trees around there, just rocks.
Yeah.
Well, there is a fourth option. You could just melt down all the fucking assault weapons and just use assault weapons on your games. That's another option.
Oh,
right.
God.
Right.
Come on.
Who's this guy doing in the conversation?
Oh, shit.
Go collect
all
daisies
the
and throw them
idiots,
back.
all the assholes, all the people that are bad,
they're still going to do it.
To just mow us down with no resistance. I mean,
yeah.
you're thinking like Lisa Simpson in that Simpson episode, remember? Where she's like, "Oh, let's take all the guns away." So they did, and all of a sudden, aliens came.
The aliens came and took over the world. Yeah, that was
one problem with that argument, Anthony, and that would be London, England. They took all the guns away. There are like 1-2 deaths a year from guns. Nobody
Right,
has
and the other rest are
guns
from
in England.
knives. And
Yeah, but how many
cars
from
and other
stabbings?
weapons. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's a lot of people get stabbed.
The police don't even carry guns. They have batons, and it's working there in the United Kingdom.
Yeah,
If it can work there, it can work anywhere.
Yeah,
but
right.
so I'm not pro gun.
Guns.
I'm not a gun nut. I'm not pro gun. But I will tell you that argument doesn't hold water, because what they don't talk about are the stabbings and the other things that happen there. Like, people still get killed there. They
Yeah,
just found other means to do
One or
that.
two people, but
No,
they're
well,
not
it's
going to be
not.
able to kill 26
Yeah,
children in
it's-
a school.
That's a different
That's
argument.
that's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's bad and everything, but
Yeah.
even once again, I hate to say this because other people are gonna, say I'm wrong, but it's that same thing that I always say: guns don't kill people; it's people that kill people. The guns don't just walk around and start shooting everybody. These stupid idiots that shouldn't even have guns.
So
Or
They
what
fuck it up for us.
my view on it, my
That's
angle.
half the country now.
Well, my angle for this is, I don't necessarily want them to come and start banning shit. What I want them to do is make it harder to get it, right? And like, don't. It's
just
too
sad because
easy.
We're beyond that. See, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, it could work if we do that, but we're beyond that, and it's never going to happen. This
Yeah.
country, if they do that, there wouldn't be civil war. I'm telling you
Exactly.
right now. There's
Yeah,
gonna be civil
exactly.
war. We're beyond that.
We're headed that way. Guns are not. Believe it or not, we're headed that way, dude. The country's fucked up. The world's getting fucked up, and I'm getting a little worried about it.
Well,
Right, I'm
China and
just waiting for
Russia
the
are gonna
asteroid.
team up.
Oh, you know what?
The asteroid's coming.
If we nuke each other, fine, so be it. As long as we all go. I'm sorry, but
I'm not really afraid of that anymore.
I'm not because
like, everybody knows. Who did I have this conversation with? Boomer, I think it was you. Everybody knows that, like, the amount of nukes that we have, even the amount of nukes that Russia has, we still have more, if not, the same, but if not more, rather. And so they know that if they try to annihilate us, they themselves are going to get annihilated also. And so nobody wants to fuck with that. I don't worry about nuclear annihilation anymore.
I never worried about it because we can shoot nuclear weapons down, but now they got hypersonic fucking missiles that cannot be shut down.
Well, yeah, but think about
scary.
it. But we have subs that can take out the whole country.
Oh yeah, we can all kill each other over time. But I was
that's
always confident that we'd be able to shoot any missile launches to us. But now
Well,
they got the fucking hypersonics that cannot be shut down.
But you know what? But even before that, even before they had the hypersonic missiles, we can't shoot every single one down.
Yeah, some are going to get through.
Yeah, some are going to get through.
My thing was, like, the best defense is a good offense, right? It's going to be war games, like the movie War Games. They annihilated us, we annihilate them. Game over, nobody wins. And so that's what, I was comfortable with. What I fear more is civil unrest. And that's what's happening
right now too.
Yeah,
that's a big time problem right now.
That's what's happening, and I'm more and more. I try not to watch the news because they never have anything good to say anyway. So I try to steer clear of it. But more and more, like, I start seeing a possible future where, like, we live in the People's Republic of California, and that's we're separate, and other people are separate.
Texas, all these states want to be their own country.
Want out of it. Yeah.
I think it's going to be really hard to hold the union together the way things are going. And
no, but California just, I'm sorry, I hate the state. I mean, I love the state, and so amazing and awesome, and the best state in the world, but I told my wife, if it wasn't my mom wasn't, if I wasn't taking care of my mom, I definitely would. My wife and I would leave California, go somewhere else.
Well, I do the same thing. There's only one reason I'm here, and that's because I got 5 grandchildren, or I wouldn't be here. I can't afford to live here. I really can't.
Yeah.
I just lucked out with my situation right now, which could end at any time. But I would not live here. I've been other places, and I know how beautiful some of these other places are. And there's wildlife and water everywhere. This is a fucking desert that we've created a lush area out of.
An oasis.
But, I mean, it's insane here. Everything is insane here. But, you guys don't know, and you won't know unless you have grandchildren, what a draw that is. I can't be away from them unless I'm completely forced out.
We're in an unfortunate situation where we've painted ourselves into a corner, and because my wife and I talk about leaving frequently, right? Because we're both kind of antisocial. We don't like people, and California is very people-y, There's a lot of people here, and so we talk about, we used to talk about it all the time, like going somewhere like going somewhere in the South or in the East Coast, like getting, one of the small towns in the East Coast, and getting away from here.
I go
And
north, man. Fuck the east. I don't want to
yeah,
deal with snow.
No,
Well, the
East
snow up
Coast
north
is
too, but
fucked up too.
I'd rather
the-
go like maybe Oregon.
I'm not talking about the big cities on the East Coast, but what's good about the East Coast and what we don't enjoy here is you can move to a rural area of like New York or Pennsylvania or somewhere like that, and you're still within striking distance of a lot of fun things to do.
A lot of
Yeah.
places.
But it's still cheap to live in these rural areas, right? You get away from the cities, and it's very affordable.
No, the
You
amount
get
of houses you
upstate
can
New
get.
York
Yeah.
and like that. It's not
Yeah.
that expensive.
But
Upstate's nice. More country
yeah,
up there.
but
But
we're
it's colder than shit, Brian.
well. I can deal with the cold. Like I said, my wife and I don't get cold very easily. But anyways, that being said, like we can't leave because we're both at a point in our lives and in our career where if we ever want to retire, we can't leave. We can't stop what we're doing and change careers and go somewhere else and get new jobs. We'll never retire.
Yeah.
We'll work till we die. And that's not, neither one of us want that. We both want to retire as early as we possibly can. And so that just leaves us here. We can't leave.
And then all the construction they're doing on the freeways. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, by the time they're done with this construction, it's just going to be more traffic, so it's not really going to matter.
I
They
just,
never catch up.
yeah, I
Everywhere.
just,
all the freeways are just so bad. Oh my God.
I have a really good fidget spinner in my truck, and I make sure I update my playlists all the time, and I just crank the music and I play with that fucking fidget spinner and I just deal with it because it's to the point now where I just fucking hate life driving to work in the morning, dude. It sucks.
And what's with almost every week now? What's with the car chases? These idiots. I mean, I've been seeing it every.
Nobody takes responsibility anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wants
No
to
one
take
wants to deal with
responsibility.
shit.
Our
Mhm.
police are like a
Officer.
joke. They're just following them like a
Yeah.
train, like a bunch of clown cars just following them. They're
Be-
making U-turns and they're following. Ooh,
Yeah.
and they don't want to do pit numbers because if they do, and the guy
Yeah.
is ethnic, he's gonna claim they're racist. The police because
Well, it's not just that. Like the police take this same stance as like a doctor. Like they do this do no harm thing, where they don't want to risk hurting somebody or other people.
because they're gonna get
And-
sued.
Yeah,
Every people have died just recently because of car chases.
Yeah. and
Yeah, but when they don't even follow them, when they back
Yeah.
off,
Yeah, when
still
they have a
driving crazy.
helicopter, they back off. But these
But,
last
yeah.
couple that had happened, the helicopter hadn't gotten up and got to the chase yet, so
Yeah.
they were kind of being close. And that one would hit that 19-year-old and just
Mhm.
killed her right away. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The hit and runs. There for a while, there was a hit and run every day on the
A lot.
news.
a lot.
I mean, that stuff didn't
And-
happen when I was younger. I mean,
No.
you stayed there, you took responsibility. Nobody takes responsibility.
I
for
did that
shit.
when I was younger. I hit a kid with my car because this idiot came down the driveway and I didn't see him. I stayed there.
Yeah,
And, and the interesting thing is and kind of funny but also bad. The damn one of the firemen, he thought I was speeding. He's like,
Uh-huh.
you were speeding because my car was all lowered. It was a Honda Civic, raced out and everything.
Yeah.
He thought I was speeding, and I'm like, dude, if I was speeding, he would be dead.
yeah,
And then
and
because I see the skid marks. I'm like, well, yeah, because my car has no anti-lock brakes.
yeah,
And this cholo gang member guy, he's a witness. He was awesome. He told the police because the police was believing what the fireman said.
yeah,
They're about to arrest me, but the cholo was like, hey, no, he wasn't speeding, man. I told that lady, don't let those kids go down that driveway. They're gonna get hit one of these days. And look at what happened.
yeah.
He saved me, man. If it wasn't for him,
The
Damn.
problem was, and here's one of those few times where the red state in me starts coming out. We fucked with the cops so much that now they're like, all right, then fuck it. Like, you don't want us to like touch people. Every time we touch someone, we end up getting sued and getting fired and shit. So now this is what we created. This is our mess.
well, it's the liberals. I'm sorry, I'll say
Yeah.
it again. It's the liberals.
Yeah.
They don't want. Yeah, they're so crazy. You can't touch anybody no more, especially if they're ethnic. I see these videos about white people. What's wrong with white people? They're just like we're just like everybody else. White people. Why do we have to hate them? Why do we have to give them shit? I don't understand. There's someone. I saw this Asian person making a video. Why we dislike white people? Like, what are white people? I mean, come on, jeez.
It's-
Like the
it's
Chinese,
a-
they act like they're all proper too. Like they haven't done anything wrong in China.
Oh, the Chinese are the worst, and
They're the worst.
nobody's worse than Japan, though. By the way, FYI, but we'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
We
But
sue more in this country than the rest of the world
yeah,
combined.
yeah. But that's two-way racism, by the way. People that hate on white people just because we're white, that shit goes both ways. But I won't get into that. But what going back, like when I was raised back in my day, I'm gonna shake my cane. When I was raised, you're raised to know, no matter how you feel about the police and no matter how you feel about a situation that you're in, you treat those fuckers with respect, because if you don't, they can fucking end you in so many different ways, right?
Yeah.
That's how you were taught, and that's how my thoughts were always like. Even if I wasn't doing anything wrong, if the cops came at me, I'm like, "Oh God, sir, I'm sorry, whatever."
They tell you to do something,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah, they say jump, you say how high, sir.
Now you see these videos.
Yeah.
What's your name and badge number?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you pulling me over for?
Yeah.
What did they say? What articulable suspicion do you have of me doing something wrong?
Exactly.
I wasn't speeding. I wasn't doing this. Just arguing with the cops.
Yeah.
All these cases in the news, even the one where the cops were wrong, it always starts out with the guy in the car not doing what he's told.
Yeah.
Reaching underneath the seat.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You don't do that shit when there's a cop there.
You turn the radio down. If you have a cigarette, you put that shit out. Turn the radio down. Both hands on the wheel. Turn off the car.
10 and 2.
10 and 2. And you don't fucking move until they ask you for your registration. And then I would say, like, all right, I'm going to the glove box, and I would like tell them my intentions.
I saw this one guy do that with a cigarette. You know what he did? He flicked the cigarette out. He said, "What are you gonna do if I do that? What are you gonna do if I do that?" And the cop,
that's a wrong move.
I hate to say it, the cop was kind of being a pussy. He was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna give you a ticket."
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna flip another one out. What are you gonna do about it? Oh, okay, I'll just give you another citation. Like,
yeah. And I mean, granted, and I don't take sides in this situation. I've come across plenty of cops that are fucking assholes, dude. They are just fucking assholes. A lot of them are power crazy. Most of them were fucking losers in high school. They got fucking chip on their shoulder. They got something to prove. Some of them like wanted to go into military service and for whatever reason didn't make it, or even worse in some cases, they are ex-military that are now police. And so I understand that cops are dicks, and a lot of times, they're mean to you for no reason, but still there's a certain level of respect that you have to give them, and that's been lost. And so all this bullshit that we've done to the police, now you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
And so now they're taking all this, we don't want to touch you, we're not going to do shit. And so people realize that criminals pick up on that shit.
Oh, big time.
And so they know that they're going to do this shit and they're going to get a slap on the wrist. And, their risk of being shot by the police is very low. And
that's why we have all these break-in, grab-ins, because they know they're not going to get in trouble. They're going to go through the court. They're not going to process them. They let them out, and they're going to bust into another shop and do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah, it's like what did they call it? Like a revolving justice system.
Yeah, revolving justice system.
Yeah, and they're out on the same day.
That video that lady uploaded, the dude stealing her catalytic converter. Have you seen that video?
Oh, the one she ran him over?
No. There's another one where this lady comes out and she's filming this dude under her car, right? And she's yelling at him. I called the cops. He stuck his head off from under her car, went back under and kept cutting that shit off. He didn't stop. And that's why. Because he knows. He fucking knows. Like, what are you going to do about it?
Was that one of the lady, though, that did? She got in her car
and ran his ass over,
No, she was in her car sleeping.
Oh,
She heard a noise. And she's like, what the hell was that? And she just turned the car on and backed up and ran over the guy.
Good.
And then but then you get these people, right? Commenting like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. She shouldn't have ran him over. Hey, she didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in another car in the first place. He woke up that morning, decided he was going to be a dumbass and try to steal something when he could have been working in a job, And that's another thing. Nobody wants to work anymore, right?
No.
40 hours a week is like a pipe dream. Or not even pipe dream, I'm sorry. 40 hours a week is a nightmare for these kids.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, they have job listings. Everywhere I go.
I know, right?
Everything.
Everyone's hiring.
Yeah, in everything, every type of company, everywhere. Yeah, not hiring.
Yeah.
McDonald's, like posting on their menu. I'm like, I just want to order a burger, but then there comes an ad. Oh, hey, you want to work for us? And
We need-
$14 an hour.
Yeah, we need managers. We'll pay for your college. That's what the sign at Starbucks by my house. They have that up on the window.
Yeah.
We
And then
pay for your college.
that Starbucks video of that millennial or that Gen Z, right, crying because they
because they made him work overtime.
Oh my God,
Poor baby. Pobrecito.
Yeah, you got to see that, Jen.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
I've
God.
worked so many mandatory overtime in my life, I can't even. But there's always been bad cops. When I was a teenager, we hated the fucking sheriffs. They were such dicks. They'd measure our cars to see if they were up too high. We would pray that a Covina cop would pull us over and not a fucking sheriff.
Yeah,
that's
the one I had to deal with in Temple City.
Sheriffs.
Jade, back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. They were
we
hated them too.
There was
sheriffs.
I never forget. His name was Thorpe. Thorpe, that motherfucker. He's probably dead now, but from old age allegedly. But he was, dude. He pulled me over. He got me finally. He said I was speeding, and then he's like, "Where's your corrective lenses? I'm gonna give you a ticket for that." I wear contacts, you dumbass.
Yeah.
You want me to pull them out? And then he's like, "Your seatbelt was off too." I'm like, "I just took it off to get my wallet." And oh man, but he got me for speeding, and he even, oh my God, I don't know if I told anybody the story, but he actually came to the house I was living in Temple City, and because we were getting evicted from where we lived, and he was the sheriff that came by to serve me with the eviction notice. With the owner who was a pussy. He wasn't even the owner; it was the owner's son-in-law, and he was this little pipsqueak of a guy, and Thorpe comes in. He freaking, like, it was 10 o'clock at night. They lifted up the garage to see if any car was there. I'm like, dude, you can't do that shit. I'm still, we have laws, right?
Yeah.
Renters. But no, man, they opened up the garage door. They saw my car there, so they were just banging the door, and he opened the door. I opened the door, and he's like, anyone else here with you? And he's like checking behind the door. You got any weapons on you? And I was like, what the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Dude, but that was back in the 90s. I was scared shitless,
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I was scared shitless.
That's how
we're
it
taught
is,
to
dude.
respect the police. Like, they could end us, like you said.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if they try to pull that shit now,
Yeah.
Man, what's your name and badge number? I'm going to be recorded. I want your supervisor. Oh man.
Even in the 90s,
there's still cops that are doing that.
Even in the 90s, the sheriffs were the worst.
Still
by the way,
he was the only cop in my 48 years of living on this planet. He was the only asshole cop I ever dealt with. All the other cops were cool. Like you said, if you're cool with them, they're cool with you.
Yeah. For the most part, yeah. If you're cool with them, like that one cop in Torrance that stopped us when we were smoking weed in the van, and
allegedly,
and it was a good cop, bad cop scenario. It was an older cop and a younger cop, and the younger cop was being a dick. And he's the one that searched the car, and he pulled out the bong, and he's telling us all this stuff, and the old cop's just standing there with his arms crossed, and he asked us what we're doing, and they're like, oh, stupid kids. We're like, yeah, we like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We were here checking out the high school because they filmed it at Torrance High School. We were just checking out the high school, and he's just sitting there like, he's probably thinking in his head like, you dumb fucking kids, man. And after the young cop was done and like searching the car, he confiscated the bong, and he's like, all right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get in the van, and I want you to go home. If I see you in Torrance again tonight, I'm taking you to jail. And we just fucking left. But he was really cool about it, right? He was telling us that, but he was telling us that like father figure kind of, like TV dad kind of, like, listen here, you, like, you take your marijuana and you get out of my town. Like,
but yeah, that they were like that back then.
Yeah.
My dad used to allegedly drunk driving, or he used to come home
under
drunk
the influence.
Allegedly,
yeah.
And they would just like give him a ticket or just let him go. Just have him go home.
Yeah.
Sleep it off. I was like, shit, man. Nowadays,
Nowadays, yeah.
Nowadays they don't pull you over. What are you talking about? Shit, they wouldn't even have stopped him. He would have been okay.
He would have been
back
fine.
in the 70s.
There are no cops anywhere, dude. I don't see him anywhere.
Back in the 70s, my dad's good friend that he worked with fucking killed a guy. Drunk. He had like 4 drunk driving tickets, and he fucking killed a guy, and nothing ever happened to him.
Good old boys.
But even like now, like even parts of the country, like what is it? Portland, right?
Yeah.
Some parts of Portland, cops are not even allowed. And even
dude, Portlandia, bro.
Where did that guy get killed again? What's his name? The one who got the fentanyl guy. I got his name.
Fentanyl guy.
Yeah, the guy, the black guy got killed. The police killed him. They said.
There's been a lot of them.
There's been a lot. You got to be more specific,
Floyd.
man.
Floyd, the Floyd guy.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking
Isn't that
about.
Minnesota or something?
It was somewhere.
Was it-
Yeah, it was somewhere up
Somewhere
north.
in the
I thought.
Midwest.
Okay, so the town that he was killed in, police are not allowed in that town.
Yeah.
And I think at one time this news crew was going to do a story about that on the anniversary. And you see these dudes shooting each other like it looks like the old West, running after each other with guns like in the street, like it's the old fucking West.
I believe it.
Damn.
Yeah.
And the news crew couldn't believe it. Then their dudes are running past them with guns, shooting at each other, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like the old West, man.
Yeah, I
Because
believe it.
cops are not allowed, so
Yeah.
cops,
And I mean,
defund the police, all that shit. No, I can't believe it.
Mm.
yeah, I mean, and what are you gonna do in that situation, right? If you're a cop, like,
No, look at.
Yeah.
I hate to bring up Oregon again. I remember when they occupied the part of the city,
yeah,
right? They said they were going to take care of people. They were going to do this and that.
Yeah.
Someone got stabbed or something.
Yeah.
And these idiots didn't know what to do. They're walking around with these first aid packs. They had no idea how to use them. The guy bled out or what? But the news crew was like, "Don't you know what to do?" And they're like, "Oh no, sorry, I've never done this before." But we don't want the paramedics to come or the police.
Yeah.
They never came.
Welcome to reality, ladies and gentlemen.
So what does that show? That tell you right there? It's not going to happen. It's just going to be lawless. People are just going to step over each other, kill each other.
Yeah,
It's kind of already that way.
It's
and
already
even
that
with
way.
jobs.
it's already that way, and like I said, I'm fearful of it. And I hear that Biden's not going to run for re-election, so I'm very
Good.
anxious. I'm very anxious about the upcoming election. Like, how's it going to be?
Biden, he was. I don't know. Is Trump running again?
I don't know. He's going to try, but I think they're probably going to try to ban his ass after the.
If he runs again, he's probably gonna win. Just
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, just because. But
God.
Nobody wants a Democrat anymore.
they're trying to ban him though because of the attempted insurrection after his loss.
Is that what it is?
There's a
Well,
lot of other Republicans that don't want him there either. DeSantis and that
Yeah.
new governor, they don't want his ass around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well-
there's going to be some kind of Republican. If it's not him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, it's 7 after. We need to wrap this up. I need to go in and do a couple things before the wifey gets home.
Mhm.
But anything quick they want to add before we end it?
World's going to hell in a handbag.
We'll pick that up.
It might snow.
It might snow
Yeah.
in the Inland
Come
Empire.
on,
Yeah, it's
that's
supposed to
right.
snow.
Yeah.
I have a friend a coworker that lives out there in Redlands, and he's supposed to get snow at his house tomorrow.
Yeah.
1,000
no.
feet. Both
That-
passes will be closed.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's going to as low as 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
There's
Really?
as low as a
Where I
1,000.
live, where I live is
Damn.
16. We're 1,500 feet above sea level. So shit, it's gonna snow.
You're going to be close
Right.
enough to see it, at least.
Damn. Yeah, where I used to work up in the mountain, it was right at the 2,000-foot level. We would see snow sometimes, but definitely that means it's gonna snow.
Make sure you have your go bags,
Cool.
packed. The world's ending. It's going to snow in LA,
Big Bear could see between 3 and 6.
Allegedly.
allegedly.
All right.
Yeah,
All right,
that's good.
we'll pick this up. Yeah, we'll pick this up again on Sunday.
Sunday, cool.
But ladies and gentlemen,
wait, hold on. We'll just talk about something a little more happier.
we'll try. But this is always a good topic.
Disneyland. I
yeah.
didn't mention Disneyland.
No.
Disney
Maybe
Channel.
Sunday. Maybe
Man.
Sunday. All right.
Mickey Mouse can. I'm sorry.
No worries.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. It's good to be back. Catch you on the flip side. Good night.
Night.